Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is March 24th. It is Tuesday. Whew, man. It's a beautiful day, team. It's a beautiful day. It's still a little dark out. I got some coffee. I'm going to drink it real quick. And then I'll bring you the news. My hair is getting long. And I can't go get a haircut. My wife's super excited because she likes my hair long. But I don't like my hair long. It's too crazy and curly to deal with. But what's up, guys? It looks like at least my notifications are working today. Yesterday, YouTube had some issues. And some notifications weren't looking that good yesterday. Alright, let's take a look at what we got in this baby market. Alright. Yeah, market's up again. Hey, this is the first, maybe this is the bottom. I'm hoping this is the bottom. I really am. I mean, how much worse can it really get? You know what I mean? I'm hoping this is the bottom. We're up. I think if you look at Disney in a year or two, it's going to be up at least 40%. I think if you look at Disney in a year or two, it's going to be up at least 40%. At least. Because it's down like 100% from where it was. And so, you want to know a relatively short-term investment, I think Disney in 2 or 3 years max is going to be at least up 40-50%. At least, you know. I might put some money down on it. What's up, Lewis? What's up, Junior? What's up, MP? What's up, Jay? Good morning, guys. Hey, two-way, what's up, man? AMD calls. Have you ever thought about buying calls? I have, and I'm just not the guy, though, for calls. I am the opposite of a call buyer. The only way I would buy calls is if I took my put options and I lost so much that I figured just doing the opposite might work. I just don't have a call mentality. I'm very short biased in trading, and so with that, I don't really want to bet a stock is going to go up unless we're specifically talking about long-term calls. But this is a good market, man. The market is looking good today. Look at this. Let's take a look real quick. Look at it. We got IMAC up. We got NRGU up, making moves. We got NVAX, a virus stock, making moves. Looks good. We got CTMX. Looks good. We got EOLS, DVAX, VAPO, SPCE. We got PUK, FNGU, PAAS, SAVE, DAL, SUN, RCI, or maybe that's RCL. And then I'm sure we have most mid and high cap stocks just because the market is up. So we probably got AMD that's up. Yep. MU that's up. Yep. CGC that's up. Yep. Kron that's up. Yep. Roku that's up. Yep. Disney that's up. Yep. So everything's following the market. We almost solely gap ups. We got a few gap downs, but they're nothing super significant. And so I can go ahead and go over the overall market news today. which is looking a lot better. I'm just going to start going over catalysts this morning. The first one being IMAC, and they launched a new telehealth option to maintain, quote, consistent communications with active care patients choosing to, quote, shelter in place. Alright, and so I'm going to go ahead and read this whole article here, and this is from BZ Newswires, and it says, quote, a provider of innovative medical advancements and care specializing in regenerative, rehabilitation, orthopedic treatments without the use of surgery or opioids, today announced that it has implemented a new telehealth option to allow active care patients direct and consistent communications with IMAC medical professionals, even while observing, quote, shelter-in-place status. So they're basically going to be able to see patients as long as there's no narcotics involved. They're going to be able to see patients from home. And here's a little, my wife and I actually do this, and it might be this company, but I've had the last 5 doctor's visits I've been on have been online doctor's visits. And so you can essentially go to like a conference with a doctor online. It's a little bit more expensive. I think I paid like $80 a visit. But when I had the flu, for instance, I went to my regular doctor. They diagnosed me with the flu. And then when you have the flu and you live in a family, your whole family is supposed to get Theraflu or Tamiflu or whatever it is, right? Your whole family's supposed to get on it. But I'm not trying to drag my whole family to a doctor's office and allow them to catch something else. Like, I don't want to drag them to the doctor's office I just went to. And so what I did was I went to one of these doctors, and I just conferenced online and said, yo, I have the flu. I want my whole family to get Tamiflu, and they were like, sure, and they just wrote me a script online and sent it to my pharmacy, so I didn't even have to go to the doctor. Super convenient. But I think that's the future. But yeah, they basically said that they are going to bring out new options to help maintain consistent communication with active patients who are choosing to shelter in place for IMAC, and it is up from 43 cents all the way to 180. So yeah, this one's up over 300%. It's up like 330 something percent. We'll see what happens with that one. We also have NRGU. This one's no volume though. NVAX here, which is an option stock, which is a coronavirus stock. I mean, NVAX moving up. Alright, so they announced top-line results in a pivotal late-stage study for NVAX. Again, this is top-line results. Actually, let me turn the music down. I'm sure we got I haven't looked at the chat, but I'm sure we have at least one person yelling about the music, so hold on. That should be noticeably better. Sorry. Wow, I didn't have anybody complaining about the music. Man, crazy. Crazy. Alright. Hey everybody, if you're in the chat, never use Tradest.io. They send out bots to you. Never use Tradest.io. Tradest.io. Never use it. Never use it. It's going to hurt your computer, I think. Speculative, but it's going to hurt your computer. You know? It's good music. It is, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, market's up, guys. Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? That's what everybody's asking themselves. Is this the bottom? Who knows, man? We'll see. There we go. But yeah, NVAX up. I'll go ahead and read this. Again, I think it was top line late stage results. Let me see. So yeah, they said that they are announcing top line results of their pivotal phase 3 study of the nano flu. NVAX said it's recombinant. I hate reading these bio drugs. They said it's recombinant quadrivalent seasonal influenza virus candidate with its matrix M adjuvant achieved all primary endpoints as well as statistical significance and key secondary endpoints. The study evaluated the immunogenicity and safety of NanoFlu compared to Sanofi's Fluzone Quadrivalent, a U.S. licensed quadrivalent influenza vaccine. I'm so confused here. Keynotes here: positive phase 3 results. Positive phase 3 results is what you take from that. Ignore all those crazy, unnecessary big words. They didn't need to use those big words. They could have used something a lot simpler. They were just trying to sound good. They're just trying to make it fluff up a little bit. But yeah, NVAX is up, gapping up from 1070s to 1540 for NVAX. We got a few other ones that are up on OK volume, EOLS, DVAX, PUK, MT, stuff like that. Not big volume enough for me to really worry about it though. And then again, if you have anything specific you want me to look at, let me know. We could also take a look at the overall market, which again, looking pretty solid. We're actually up today. It's a very good thing. Maybe today's the day we bounce back. I'll go ahead and read some market news releases that came out. Trump put out a release that said he is helping states to get equipment and just got 400 ventilators for New York City. A WHO spokesperson said 85% of coronavirus cases reported over the past 24 hours in Europe and US, seeing a, quote, very large acceleration in case numbers in the US, says it has the potential to be epicenter of outbreak. What? Here? How, man? We stayed home. I mean, I don't trust anybody from outside saying that, though. You know, maybe they're right. We'll see. Yeah, man, you heard that, Scott? Unnecessarily verbose. I was trying to think of a good word for it. Unnecessarily verbose. The irony is that I use verbose to describe something like that. But unnecessarily verbose there, man. Just stupid, you know? Unnecessarily. What kind of word is... Let me go back to this for a second. Who's going to use the word quadrivalent? I don't even know what quadrivalent means, but it sounds completely unnecessary. I gotta look this up now. Quadrivalent is another term for tetravalent. Okay, let's look at tetravalent. Tetravalent, having a valence of 4. Oh, I guess maybe so. What? Hey, congrats, brother. Congrats, man. Little baby girl. Little Sophia. I like it, man. Cool name, brother. Congrats, man. My man, Gavin. Shout out to him. Just had a baby girl. Congrats, brother. Is it your first kid? If it's your first child, man, you know, good luck. You got this. You know, if it's your second child, you already know. You know. Waiter a good play to hold? I mean, Waiter is just about whether you think people are going to continue to order food. I think Waiter's probably a pretty good app to hold, honestly, at least for 3 months. It depends on how long you really want to hold it. And really, I don't know. I'm not much of a swing trader or a fundamental investor, so I could be completely wrong, and this thing might just tank into the dirt. I have no idea, you know. With that said, I think the logic makes sense in that most people are going to be staying home for the indefinite future, probably at least a few months. And so during that time, it's not crazy to think that Waiter is going to continue rising as people are going to be putting in more food orders. And I think that's very sound logic, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Again, not quite sure exactly what's going to happen, but we'll see, you know. What's my biggest win ever? About 1.5 thousand. Yeah, they made me double search it. They made me type in quadrivalent, and then they were like, it has the same meaning as tetravalent, or tetravalent. I'm just going to say tetravalent. Yeah, tetravalent is what it actually is. And then it's like having a valence of 4. It's so confusing. Unnecessary, you know, but whatever. Second girl I have, 15 months old. Hey, congrats, man. Congrats, brother. That's awesome, man. Who's that? Part of having kids, man, I don't know where they are. I just hear walking around in the house. And we don't have the volume what the music is. It should be better. I can't hear anything. Alright, guys. Whoa, I got my wife's hair. But yeah, it looks a good market. I'll go ahead and keep looking up some news releases here. A Washington Post reporter said there is no White House coronavirus briefing on schedule today. So there's no briefing today. Retail economist Goldman Sachs chain store sales are up 2.8%. Burke says we won't see an impact of New York virus efforts for 7 to 14 days. Today at the WH.Prez and VP and Coronavirus Task Force taking part in a virtual town hall Q&A session to be aired live on Fox News at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They're going to put it on Fox. Indian government bans export of all ventilators sanitizers. What? Okay, so so this is actually what I misread it at first. Okay, so the Indian government's order, an Indian government put out an order that bans the export of all ventilators and sanitizers. So basically, they're going to keep it for themselves, and I'm not mad at them for that. I understand that. India's huge, man. India's got a lot of people in there, man. They're going to need that stuff for themselves. Obviously, they're not going to let people take ventilators and sanitizers and try to sell them for margin profit somewhere else. They're not trying to do that, and so they're going to ban exporting ventilators and sanitizers. And again, I think when you consider how big India is and how much they're actually going to need that stuff if this gets bad, I think that's understandable. I don't think you can really, fault them for that. We also had a Air Transport Authority headset that said we need full speed rescue packages now, calls current situation an emergency for airlines. Who cares? Yeah, man, YouTube's being weird, brother. YouTube's being weird, man. It's not showing up anywhere. Basically, they're going to keep it for themselves, and I'm not mad at them for that. I understand that. India's huge, man. India's got a lot. Alright, well. Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. It's not showing up. It's been like this for a few days. I mean, it's showing up on my page, just not on the subscriber list. Yeah, it happens, bro. It is what it is, man. There's nothing I can really do. Did you know that India has its own stock market? Yeah, man. I did know that, man. We get Indian people here all day that say, hey, I'm trading the Indian market. And with how big India is, of course it's got its own stock market, man. That's a big economy. There's a lot of people there, Like, they're going to have their own stock market. Same thing with China. Same thing with all of them. Look at the market bounce up here. Look at the spike. Market bouncing here. It's up to 233.60. And finally, we get a green day here. Trump put out a tweet that said Congress must approve the deal without all of the nonsense today. I don't know. Everybody smash that like button. Help my channel. Show to more people. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. We'll see what the market does today. It's good, though. I'm happy the market's up. I want the market to go up. I don't want the market to fail. Alright, team, let's do this. Like I said, if you have anything specific you want me to look at, let me know. I'm gonna try to find some different news releases today. We'll see, though. Alright. What's up, team? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these recent articles that just came out. One of these came out at 8:38 market time. It says, quote, "The US stimulus talks could be delayed further today amidst disagreements between Repubs and Democrats, with disagreements centering at present around AGRI assistance, which is agriculture assistance." Trump put out a tweet that said Congress must approve the deal. The longer it takes, the harder it will be for our economy. The full quote was, "Congress must approve the deal without all of the nonsense today. The longer it takes, the harder it will be to start up our economy. Our workers will be hurt." End quote. And again, that was a Trump tweet. We also had Treasury Secretary Mnuchin reportedly reached an agreement on a key stumbling block within the aid bill, CNBC's jobber said. And so that's where we're at right now. We'll see what we get, but the market is up. Hopefully we get some positive signs here. I'm just hoping our market can run and do well. Gold looking good. Yeah, let's take a look at it. We're going to go over commodities in a second, but here is oil. Oil's about break even today. Gold up nicely. Gold up nicely. What's the gold ETF? I always forget it. I feel like it is. Here's a mining ETF. So mining is down. So it's USLV is gold, actually. So this is gold. So this is like the little gold ETF. But yeah, it is up. The USLV is up to 37 bucks for gold. We got the small cap ETF down. JNUG is up. What is JNUG? So MP said, yo, do stocks begin the next trading day at the price they closed the previous day or the aftermarket price? Okay, so there's two different segments of trading, right? The first segment is just the main market hours. That's when there's the most active trading, and that is between 9:30 Eastern time is when the bell rings, the stock market ding 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 bell that everybody talks about. That's at 9:30 Eastern time. That goes on, so active trading goes on until 4 p.m. Eastern time that day. The market actually, then there's what we call extended hours trading. And so from 4 p.m. that day, that is until 8 p.m. Or 7 p.m. I think Eastern time, we have extended hours, after hours, which is after hours trading, which means people can trade, volumes less, the spreads are worse, and there's not as much liquidity in the market. And then in the morning time, I believe it's from 6 to 9:30, we have pre-market, which is what we're in now. And so we have gap ups. When we say a stock gaps up, we mean it's gapping up from where it closed the previous day during active trading, during the main market hours, like from 9:30 to 4. It closed at a price at 4 p.m. and then it gapped up, so it went up in extended hours, so in after hours and pre-market. So there's extended hours, and then that includes after hours, which is I believe from 4 to 7, and then pre-market, which I believe is from 6 to 9:30, and those are less liquidity, slower times, which is what we're in now. Like right now we're in pre-market. The bell's going to ring at 9:30, and stocks are going to be way more volatile, have way more liquidity, and ultimately move a lot more for the most part at 9:30 when the bell rings. GLD. Yeah, there we go. That's good. I appreciate it. But yeah, we got IMAC. If you like some gap ups here, we got IMAC. I'm pretty sure I can trade NVAX too. What's up, all about the Benjis? What's up, brother? Hope you're doing good, man. It's to 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so it's really, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. That makes sense, actually. All right, so we got a few more releases that came out. One of them is BTIG's manual. It says stock risk 1987's 40% downside scenario if Senate doesn't act. And so he's saying the stock market is going to risk a 1987 40% crash if the Senate doesn't act. We also have another one that says the S&P 500 futures rally up 30 points, nearing up limit levels around 2,333 to 2,334 for futures. We also had the guy. He said the global airlines need $200 billion in government aid, maybe slightly more. Get out of here, bro. There's one segment of business that I have absolutely zero sympathy for, and it's the airlines. Screw the airlines, man. I know ultimately it's not a reasonable it's a reasonable frustration, but it's not a reasonable desire to want the airlines to not do well, because in the end, if they don't do well, they're going to be charging me more. The reality of it. What's up, AY? What's up, MP? So no, I was saying there's two different segments of trading when the market is actually open. Before the bell is from 6 to 9:30, and that is pre-market. Less liquidity, less volume. It's what we're in now. That's when you'll see stocks gap up, and you can trade, but there's less volume and less liquidity. Then once the bell rings at 9:30, that's when the main market hours start, and that goes on, and that's when the stocks are going to be the most volatile. It's the ding 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 bell that everybody always talks about with the stock market, and that goes on from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. After 4 p.m., it's kind of like pre-market. We get after hours trading, which is less volume, less liquidity, worse spreads, and that goes on from 4 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And so that's what it is. But yeah, that's just extended hours trading. So there's two segments. There's main market hours and then there's extended hours. Extended hours is from 6 to 9:30 and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. What's up, Justin? My man. I need a bailout. So yeah, like I said yesterday, man, I think it's understandable to give, like, businesses, it's one thing. I understand they need help, and I get that. And that's going to positively affect other people as well. Less people are going to get laid off, because I think a lot of people were worried about that, and a lot of people were affected by layoffs here. But I also think that a lot of people don't have savings to combat having to stay at home. They don't have savings to be able to stay at home and not make any money. And, you know, they're not going to have savings to buy food and stuff. And so I think they need some grants here and some benefits to help people sustain, because I don't think everybody has the funds to really stay home and not work. And I think if you really want people to do that and you don't want people to leave, I understand what Canada's doing. I really do. They're giving every Canadian citizen $125 a day, I think. And I understand that. Listen, I'm anti-socialism. But I think in this aspect of it, I think that makes sense. And I think you can't just protect the businesses. I think you have to understand that people are hurting right now, not just businesses. And a lot of people aren't going to have the funds to stay at home. So stock prices right now are going to be pre-market prices. Yeah, if you look at the price of a stock right now, it's going to be pre-market. And then the bell's going to ring at 9:30, and it's like if at 9:30 NVAX is at $15, that's where it opens up at. That's where it's going to open. That's where it's going to run. If the market is moving based on if the economic deal, how do you trade today? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, right. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. And again, you guys know me, man. Like, I've criticized conservatives in a lot of ways, and I've criticized liberals in a lot of ways too. I think they're both extremely toxic, and I really don't think you can look at things from an unbiased perspective until you see both of them as your enemy. I see both of them as my enemy. I don't like either side. And when you look at both of them as your enemy, not just one, you're able to see the reality of the current situation. A lot of times people will mindlessly defend one side. And so they'll never criticize one side, and they'll over criticize another, right? The reality is both of them are your enemy. Both of them have their agendas. The conservatives have the private prison industry, all that stuff. Liberals have very toxic sides of them as well. And so with that, they're both my enemies. And so I try to be objective here, and I hate both of them equally, if that makes sense. But I think until you do that, you're not going to be able to see things from an unbiased perspective. You're just going to be super biased. And that's not how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to just be real about how they are. And in the end, it takes, you got to be objective about the situation. But yeah, NVAX popping up. We'll see what we get. Like I said, I'm looking at the SPY. I'm waiting for the ETF preview to come out so we can get that. Rolling here. We got Mitch in here. Let's get him up. Any news on why market is up? Well, there's speculation that the deal might be close to getting done. Right, I mean, hardworking people working paycheck to paycheck, yeah, for sure. Some people, it's not even, like, listen, we have a great economy. We really do. Like, our economy's great. If you look at all around the world, there's not that many economies that are better than ours, to a certain extent. And so I think we have... but yeah, we have a good economy, and I don't think it's necessarily our economy's fault if some people live paycheck to paycheck. I think some people just don't manage their money really well. They don't save when they're supposed to. They overindulge on spending, and in turn, they don't have any savings a lot of the time, you know. And it's a tough situation. Now, you know, we'll see what happens, but I think this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people because, like I said, I think a lot of people overindulge in spending that they shouldn't. They don't save money. They don't have a savings account. And in turn, when stuff like this happens out of nowhere, they're in a pretty tough situation, which is why I think people overall need help right now, especially right now. And listen, I'm not trying to be self-righteous. Man, I probably don't have enough saved as I should. So I'm not trying to look down on anybody here because, again, I might not have enough savings as I should. But I think it's tough. It's a tough wake-up call right now. Yeah, for sure. And our economy's great. And like I said, people criticize the U.S. and they act like, you know, there's two people. Some people act like we're just the greatest ever. And then the other people act like we're just the worst ever. And the reality is, like, we've got a great country. We really do. People try extremely hard to come to our country because it's great. And don't let anybody tell you different. Our country is certainly a great country, 100%. Now, I disagree with a lot of our foreign policy, and I think in that aspect, we might not be so great. But I think when you judge our average standard of living, that is a pretty high par relative to the rest of the world. But, you know, and like I said, don't let anybody tell you different. A lot of propaganda goes out there. Don't let anybody tell you different. Again, though, I'm pretty much against our foreign policy in a lot of ways. But in the end, you know, the people that live here are very blessed, and that's why people try to come here. You know, and it's an understandable, you know, I probably would too. Yeah, it's hard to say because life happens, 100%, man. Yesterday, I had 2 contractors at my house because we noticed water on my ceiling. And, like, I had just spent, like, last summer, I spent, like, 15 grand to get all the AC pipes fixed out of my house because my wife has asthma. And so, you know, we got all these AC ducts and drywall work. And then it happened again yesterday. We had to get a roofer out here. We had to get a plumber, too. It sucked. We got Mitch in here. My man, Mitch. Let me see. Let me turn it up.
So what's up?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Trying to find out if we're going to get any news on the stimulus.
All right, there we go. Let me know what the sound is like, team.
That's the biggest thing. That's supposedly why the market was up today was the stimulus bill. Wasn't the Trump speech. People thought it was the Trump speech, but there is rumors that there's talk about the stimulus bill being signed, and that's why the market's up. I do not think it has been signed. If not, I think we would have gapped up a significant amount at the open or before the open. So I think this is just more speculation of it going through.
Right.
You're seeing the rise.
100%, that's what it is. And there's no really telling. Like, and so what does that tell us? That tells us that we could get a big drop or a big squeeze, especially if anything comes out that's contradictory to that rumor, you know?
100%. Yeah, it's in my eyes, it's more along volatility. You're going to get a big volatility move today. I think we can swing all the way down to 225, or we could hold up here in the 230s. On the upside, of course, 240 is a big price point for it. That's where it struggled last time when it was starting to come back around and starting to go back up. And then all of a sudden it got knocked down big time from that 240s. So watch for those 240s later on today. We could get even a push up, and then the agos just start knocking it all the way back down to the 230s by the end of the day. So you need to be watching for that. A lot of what's been happening is what I notice at least is traders are trading in the morning. Retail traders are fighting for positions, taking their trades, making money, some losing big. And what's really going on here is they're getting away from the market at that, let's say, lunchtime. And then we're getting what's called lunchtime catalyst, or kind of news that comes out in the midday that changes the trading completely. And this is when agos do the best, when there's midday catalyst. Why? Because agos don't read. They don't read at our speed. They read at their speed, their computer speed, and the computers react faster than the retail trader. So that's really what's going on here, guys. Those midday catalysts hit, and all of a sudden the agos take over, and they just start slamming on the bid or the ask, and they just start throwing 100 shares, 100 shares, 100 shares, 100 shares. And if you continuously throw those shares, what ends up happening is the collective of the agos start pushing the stock down, and then they start sizing into their moves, because that's how agos work. A lot of agos will increase sizing only when working, which is the right way to do it. And so what ends up happening is it actually pushes it a little bit further down.
You're just jealous, Isaac. You know.
I think something to watch today, if we're really going to get a breakout. I know that the good news one right now is Boeing. Boeing, people think that they've already fixed their issues. I say don't pay attention to Boeing, but pay attention to a stock like American Airlines or UAL. If you see a massive sweep of volume in these stocks, that's when I would think that, hey, I'll start going more on the side of, hey, I need to be bullish, because these are the stocks that are at the most hurt right now, is the airline stocks. So if I see the airline stocks just completely sweep through these losses, that means they got their bailout. And I can't be kind of against that view also, because if they do get their bailout, I need to have that opportunity to go ahead and jump on.
Yeah.
It's the egos. The egos. Let go of it. That was one of the best commercials ever. Best commercial ever.
Yep. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to look up why our channel's not showing up again. For everybody here, is our channel showing up in the main page? Oh, it's just in its awkward stage, Isaac. It's just in its awkward stage, bro. I told you guys. I've said it before. When I grow a beard, I can grow the goatee quick, but when I grow out my sideburns, it's Joe Dirt all the way, man. It's Joe Dirt. That's what it is. And so this is going to take a while to grow. You know, I got to just let that be ugly for a little bit. Don't hate, man. You're just jealous of this beautiful beard, bro. You know?
Yes, sir.
For the longest time, I couldn't grow a beard, and so I'm happy I can actually grow one, you know? Alright. But yeah, hold it down, bitch. I'm looking up some stuff real quick.
You're good. Price point to watch in UAL, 34 on the upside. 34. Yeah, you like that one? LYV? Yeah, the one that Cuban bought up. We were talking about this one yesterday. Got news about Cuban buying into this, and you see the millions of shares. I think he got in closer towards 30. But this one's definitely one that you can start thinking about nibbling in. And I don't think it's the worst idea to nibble in this one, just because you've gotten a move from about 75 down to 30, which was higher than 50, almost 60% move down. And now you've got a little bounce here to 40s. I say if you can try to get into maybe the 35s, and then if you need to, you can do what's called dollar cost averaging down towards 20 or 30s, which would get you down somewhere in between 32s or 27s. I think this is a good price point just because you're in the kind of right before the expansion. You'll be in prices that you're in 2015s, and that's really where I think the pullback prices are. They're about 5 years back. So if you're seeing stocks about in the levels of 5 year back, I do not disagree with those kind of on the long-term look, because you're having 5 years of profits that you're trying to target. And then you can risk maybe 1 year of profits. That's how kind of I'm taking the approach, guys. Oh, the beard, man. Oh, I might have to put up my camera tomorrow so you guys see the beard. Beard is growing big. The zombie beard. All right, guys. So from my research, companies that are being bought up, I have a Kroger that's being bought up. That's KR. People are buying this one up down here on the pullback. Remember, this one broke out with the first kind of coronavirus, but it is creating a nice bottom here. I think it could rip up through 32s today. Maybe try to make its move back up there to 33.50. Kroger, one to watch today for sure. See what else I got. Oh, this one's not too bad. TDOC, Teladoc. I don't know if you've heard about this before, John. Teladoc is an on-demand doctor.
Yep.
And look at this stock. Look at this thing. The way it just shot off like a rocket. This one gave us an opportunity, guys. This one just ran off on the 18th. Definitely gave you an opportunity to think about, hey, on-demand doctors, people are not going to want to leave their house because of the coronavirus. It might do well. Yeah, and man, that's the kind of story that you can jump on and look at this stock. This stock is now up there to 170s from 110.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. So when I had the flu a few weeks ago, I went to my regular doctor and they diagnosed me with flu type A. And then when you have the flu and you have a family, you're supposed to get them on Tamiflu. And so instead of bringing my kids all to my actual physical doctor where they'll probably get something, I just did one of those online conferences with the doctor. It was a little bit more expensive, but it was super convenient. I didn't have to leave my house. They sent the script of Tamiflu to my doctor. I was just like, yo, I got the flu, verified. My family needs Tamiflu, and they wrote them all a script, sent it to the pharmacy, and that was it. It was super easy. So I think that's the future.
It is 100%, John. I mean, you think of the convenience factor, and just the convenience factor alone, let alone kind of the, like you said, the protection of not going to the doctor. A lot of people think, I'm one of those people. I don't like going to the doctors because I think I'm going to get sick. Right. I think I'm going to catch something by going to them. Right, for sure. And, you know, as much as doctors' offices smell clean, I don't trust those places.
No, man, they're not clean at all.
I do not trust those places at all, man. It's like when people used to literally have to force me to the hospital when I was young. My parents would always be like, well, why are you so worried about going to the hospital? I used to be like, yo, I don't like it. I feel like there's death walking around there, man.
Yeah, man. 100%.
It's just like, it just gives like a negative vibe. I could never be a doctor because I get a negative vibe immediately when I enter a hospital.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, there's gonna be some fun trades today. Like let's look at another one. So one thing I've been noticing some traders do is they're taking trades on these energy plays. And the two stocks that mainly I've been seeing is XL. That's XEL. And also Duke. Why? Because when you have cheap interest rates, these energy companies usually do well. Because why? Because they're just going to borrow against it. And with that, they can create stronger infrastructure for the United States. And regardless of coronavirus, we're going to need power. So these are the kind of stocks that I'm looking for.
Yeah, it should be a fun day, man. Market's actually up. You think this is the bottom, bro?
I personally,
Yeah.
You really want to know? Definitely not.
Yeah. I'm hoping it is. I'm just, how much worse can it get? Really? How much worse? I mean, people are going to stay home.
It's
people
easy.
are going to get hurt.
I can tell you the negative side. You could probably name the positive side. The negative side, easy as this. Job numbers come out. Boom. 10%, higher than 10%, or unemployment is at its highest it's ever been.
Yep.
That hits. Then housing numbers hit. Boom. No one's buying housing. Why? Because everyone's staying home. Who the hell is going to buy a house if you don't even want to go to check out houses?
Right, 100%.
Then, boom. Then mortgages hit because people are not paying their mortgages. All those junk bonds, all those mortgage-backed securities start getting in question. Then the bottom falls. Boom. The feds have to protect those, so they have to buy them up, which thus brings the treasuries down even further. Thus, dilution even further. Dilution of the bonds creates what? We can't price the equities until we figure out the bonds, guys. I've been saying this for like a week now. Until we figure out the bonds, the equities are not coming back.
Right.
So watch the bonds. Watch the treasuries, the safe haven. That's where investors are focusing right now. They're not focusing on equities. The long-term and institutional hedge funds and the feds and the government are watching the bonds. They're not watching the equities. Equities move down because when the bonds don't work, the bonds aren't working. They need to fix that. That's why the feds keep buying up. That's why they said they're willing to buy an unlimited amount, because we're going to buy 1 trillion didn't work.
Right.
So what do they need to do? They need to create an even bigger bottom. So I don't think this is the bottom. I personally think even if we get a stimulus bill, it could still come back down, because if the economical data comes out that we're just getting destroyed in our GDP, I don't care what Trump comes out with. You can't make up for GDP in the world. You just can't.
Right.
You know, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but a Band-Aid doesn't work, man.
For sure.
There's no Band-Aid for the whole world economy. And I think that's what's really going on here. I think my personal opinion, the bottom is 200.
That's
and
possible.
I'm willing to put it out now.
Right. That's possible.
I'm willing to put it out now because, to me, I think what we'll get is one day of extreme down drop followed by an extreme up move. So what does that mean? That this is bottoming, but not the bottom. That's what I would say.
I'll be back.
I think we're starting to get a kind of a curve effect. But with the curve effect could always come another drop and then the sweep. That's what I personally think would happen, is that we'll have one more drop closer towards 200 and then the market will recover. That's my personal opinion, guys. Like always, guys, we're not market professionals. What we do is really based our education that we've learned and try to show you guys through experience, not only through charts, but also through just working through things. Like, you know, I've had some calls right, some calls wrong. Just to name one that I got right was Beyond Meat. You know, Beyond Meat definitely got destroyed. And for a while, I was really wrong on Peloton. I thought this one was gonna rip out a little bit, and this one crashed down a little bit, you know. And one that I was right on, Casper Sleep. This mattress, before it came out, months before this IPO came out, I talked about how this IPO was gonna really struggle. Why? Because they had no business. And look at this struggle on this company. company opened up at 14. It's down to $3, guys. Watching the bread and butter today, Tesla. I like it. I like it. Where's she at now? She came to 400. That's where I was honestly. When it was up here at 800, I called out 400 for the pullback. But I'm not gonna lie, guys. I got a little greedy. You guys see this 290 line I drew? This is where I really want to get Tesla, and you know, Tesla's a little hard. It's one that you definitely don't want to go full position in one swing. I think it's one that you need to size into, because if you don't dollar cost average in Tesla, you can get caught in the middle.
All right, I'm back, team. But yeah, we're having live stream issues, guys. Sorry for interrupting you, bro.
No, you're good, bro. I definitely seen it. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. We're just gonna keep streaming, obviously, but
it's not only us though, guys. One thing I definitely will mention for everyone is I've been watching other streams too. They're having bandwidth problems on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's what it is, and it's to be expected. Like we're gonna be patient with them. Obviously we might grow a little bit slower, but that's okay. We're gonna give YouTube its time because, you know, like, let's be honest, they need it. Everybody's struggling right now to keep up. Nobody expected this to move like this, and so. Yeah,
one thing that you guys can do to support our channel and to keep us up is hit that like button. When we get that like button up, we get up to the homepage, and other traders are able to see us, and we continue growing together. So definitely, guys, support our team. Hit that like button. Let's keep moving. Let's see what we got. Space moving on, making moves again. I'm pretty sure. One thing I definitely did notice is that Space and AOBC up 15% today.
Yeah.
Just so I'll name another one for you in that same sector. In the aerospace sector, you got AOBC. Look at this one. It's a relatively cheap stock, making its way back, and it's up 15%, which is actually a big move here for it.
Yeah. I remember that one. That's an OG one.
Mm-hmm. American Outdoor Brands Corporation. Let's see what else. All right, you penny stock lovers. I like to put out those ones for you. This is the penny stock of the day right here. Stock that's up 100%. All right, guys. This is ATE. Alterity Therapeutical Limited. Let's see what happened to them.
Yeah, it's not YouTube.
Trade this one, but
they're doing it to everybody, Junior. They're doing it to everybody, man.
Yeah. What it really is, guys, is that they're
bandwidth.
They're taking away internet from the average consumer and trying to push it towards the healthcare system.
Right. I mean, my internet's probably running fine. It's more so like this. I can do a speed test real quick just to see what I'm at. But I think it's YouTube overall, because I'm noticing a lot of other channels getting much worse stream numbers. All right, there we go. There's the bell, guys. Let's do this. I can see my account is at $242,078, so I'm at $2,078 in profit. Yeah, I'm running at like 80 MBS right now, which isn't great. 70, 80. AMRN spiking up here, Momo spiking up, ENPH spiking up, CGC up, AMRN up.
Okay, is the one I'm looking for.
SPX gapping up really nicely here.
AMD with a nice rip. Look for it. AMAT. Looking for AMAT and AMD. Oh, and Lucky. I also like Lucky.
Yeah, we're getting some nice moves here. Hey, we appreciate that, Kay. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll be alright. Like I said, I've been through all the stages. I've been streaming every day for like 3 years, man. Not 3 years, 2 years. But every day for 2 years. And so I've been through swings, ups, downs. Sometimes this stuff happens. It'll bounce back. It's fine. You know we're spoiled when we get 150 people here and we're still upset. You know. All right, guys. Yeah, and if you guys want to fix this, all you got to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button. If you click the bell next to the sub button, you'll get an alert.
Taking an early small trade here. Long on LK. Risk is 26.
But yeah, guys, if you click the bell next to the sub button, when we start the live stream up every day, it'll give you an alert every time we go live. Alright guys, SPY is up slightly today, up to 235s, looking good.
Alright, there you go. Good push up to 40s. Looking to add here at 25.
Oh, I did end up yesterday, guys. I think I made 160 something gross yesterday. You can
One
see
that I like is the AMAT.
I only made about $60 because of commissions and over trading, but I did end green.
Duke's starting to push up there. I like it for a VWAP bounce play. Also AMAT is looking good for a VWAP bounce now that it's there, but I'm gonna stick to this one trade right here.
There goes CGC pulling back to the highs. Tesla making a big move. Yeah, I see that Gideon. I just checked it out. Looks good. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Lewis. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Big pop in CGC. Look at CGC. We're on here. Market's moving up, breaking highs. Maybe we'll have a green day for once.
Well, pre-market I have LK long, RAD long, CVS long, CGC long to look for those. So good sign there. Big seller here at 250s, at 2650s here. He could knock it down. I want to see if that 83 and 100 that showed up on the ask gets blown through. There you go. Good rip there. Looking for pullbacks to add. AMAT looked great. VWAP bounce play great there in the 40s off of 30s or 25s. Good push out through the 75s.
Hey, Ray, you're a little bit late, bro. You might want to click live, brother. We are at almost 50 likes now, but I appreciate
Rad
you.
Looking strong too. I like Rad as it made that move right there. Kind of a green to red there at 18. There you go, up there now to 26.92s for me. I'm up about $30 here. There you go, 27's ripping out there.
John, will the market get halted at 7% upward? I don't think so. 7%.
There you go, guys. Up about, I'm gonna take half of this off here. All right, just took off more than half of it. Gonna see if this could break out towards the 50s and then sell the rest of it. Order out here to sell the rest.
But yeah, so will the market get halted at 7% up? I don't think so today. I'll have to calculate what 7% is going to be from where we're at now. So the previous close was at 2237.40.
All right, guys, just sold. Great trade.
And so 2237.40. We could look at what 7% of that is going to be. That's going to be 7% of that is 156.62. 156.62. And so if we take 22374 and we add 156.62, we're going to be at 2,394, which we're actually very close to that now. And so we'll see. We're getting close to there. I don't see any alerts here. Like, I don't see any notifications from this. And so I would think if it was close to getting halted, they would alert us. But we'll see. That is 7% from where we closed yesterday.
Beautiful move there in AMAT. I hope someone caught that bounce. Great win there in LK for us.
The last 2 days your channel didn't show up under my channel list that you were live. Yeah, it's been a known issue. It's been a known issue. We'll see. We're going to give them some time. I'm sure YouTube is overworked right now considering, all this stuff. Everybody's staying home watching them. So right now, most stocks I'm seeing is kind of sideways. The market had a big pullback, but like CGC crossing over into the VWAP, Tesla, same kind of thing. We'll see. The market did get rejected a little bit before 7%. And so we'll see what we get there and if we get there or not. But I think we're going to watch that to see if it does actually get halted there. Alright, so we did get ENPH that is testing that previous low of the day. Market's pulling back big, and just to show you guys the overall market here, this is what we're getting with the overall market in the SPY right now. Here's the SPY here. So SPY pulling back below the VWAP. The S&P 500 is a little bit more interesting, and I think it's the main market that most of these stocks are actually following. So like here's the S&P 500. This line up here is actually the 7% level. So this is where 7% hits, and I'm curious to see whether we will get halted there or not. But if we load this up, that is the previous close. Let me add the VWAP to this if it'll let me. I guess it won't show me the VWAP here. But yeah, this is the previous close. We're way down here, and we could use the SPY as a determining stock. If we look at the SPY, it is below the VWAP, or at least it was the last time I looked. We're actually pulling up to test it now, but we might see a turnaround, and so I think that's something we should watch. Hey, you as well, Daniel. Good luck, brother. Anyone else see Jim Crute latest fight? Nah, man. I didn't know any fights were going on. I'm still bummed out. Ferguson and Habib got canceled again. At least I'm pretty sure it'll be canceled. We got ENPH pulling back to the VWAP here. Shut up, it did not cancel. It did though, bro. It did though, man. It's not canceled. It is postponed. At least that's what's gonna happen. I mean, listen, if they can make it work, I would love to watch some UFC fights. I'm sitting at home with nothing to do, man. I've been giving myself a hacking and programming boot camp, like learning React Native. And so I would love something else to do. At least I'm being productive. And I suggest everybody, while you're home, just be productive. You ain't got nothing else to do. Learn something new. You know, that's good for you. I don't know if it's canceled. It's postponed. Roku had a beautiful fade today. Again, what I might try to do here, guys, is when the market breaks the lows of the day, if we break the low of the day, I might try to scalp some following moves in some of these stocks as we get that break. It really depends on if that setup is going to be here or not. But that's what I'm waiting for right now. And so we'll see. That's what I'm looking at. If the SPY pulls back and breaks this low right here, and specifically the S&P 500, then I might scalp some downward moves. But right now we're actually seeing the SPY break above it. And so we'll see. So SPY, S&P bouncing up a little bit. ENPH is right at the VWAP too here. No trades for me yet. I'm over that $2,000 profit. I've got roughly $2,100 in profit, so I got a lot of room. Let me ask the chat, what do you think is a reasonable share size for me to take at this point? With a risk level of, what I mean is with a risk level of like, let's say 10 cents. If my risk level is 10 cents and I'm risking 10 cents a share, what do you think a good share size is going to be for me right now? I'm thinking like 300-400, maybe. Maybe a little bit bigger, maybe like 500 actually. That's a $50 losing trade, and I want to get up to $100 wins, $50 losses. So I think that makes sense. And then if it's a 20-cent risk, then I can use 250 shares, and then kind of a mix of in between if it's 15-cent risk and stuff like that. But we'll see. CGC bouncing up. We're getting a lot of chop today, guys. A lot of sideways.
All right, guys. So this is what I expected. I do not think this is the surge for the next market. No. Why? Walmart crashing today. Walmart crashing. Why is Walmart going down today? Because people are doing mass shopping, and I do not think that, hey, if you've been buying up Walmart here in the last couple days at the highs, I don't think that was necessarily the right move.
Yeah, I ain't going to Walmart, man. I think people are more so going to grocery stores, and they're probably a little bit afraid of Walmart. And I think that might be one of the reasons too. But yeah, I think
look for a bounce in this one to VWAP.
I think people are going to grocery stores more often.
Nope. Space has been fading all day today. Just to let you guys know.
We're not going to tell people to hit the dislike button, Isaac. I know you're joking, but come on. 500, go for it. Yeah, I think 500 is reasonable. 500 with a 10-cent risk. I think that makes sense. 1,500 is too big. West Coast, that's too small, brother. 1,000 maybe, Justin. I think 1,000, $100 win, $100 loss makes sense.
Nice one to watch right now is Maxar stuck in a symmetrical triangle.
So ENPH did get the fade I talked about. Look at that. There it goes. I'm kind of doing a little bit the opposite of what the overall market is doing here. Alright, so with Roku, we're also getting a bounce here. Look at Roku. I was talking to, yesterday we had a contractor that came to my house. And naturally, I have this big studio set up here with like huge monitors and a green screen. And so they always are like, hey, well, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I run a YouTube channel. And then they always ask me for stock advice. And I always tell them I don't know. You know? But I told him Mitch's advice yesterday. I said, I think in 3 years, Disney's going to be up at least 50%. And he's probably right.
Yeah, I mean, just that's just based off of earnings.
Right.
And that's why earnings will be there.
Right. It's down like 100% right now. And so I think if you look at any company that's going to rebound from this, it's going to be Disney. You know what I mean? Like Disney.
They always say buy your stocks that you could not live without.
Right.
I like that top.
Yeah. Disney, 100%. Disney's not here. You don't have superheroes. You don't have Star Wars. You don't have kiddie movies. You don't have anything.
Life would be dim for little kids.
Right, man. Honestly,
we won't let that happen.
Disney owns the parent company to the UFC right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. They own everything, bro. Freaking everything, man. They literally own everything.
And they just bought Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney's taking over the world. That's what I'm saying.
You guys don't forget that they just bought Fox.
Yeah, man.
Fox is a great company.
Right.
They have great expansion in the content exposure now. That's why they bought Fox. Because they know how much stats and research Fox has.
It's not that I don't think they're scared of Walmart. I think people are just more so focusing on grocery stores right now.
Nobody's afraid of Walmart. I'm afraid of Walmart.
I'm afraid of
a person.
Yeah, I'm afraid of Walmart when there's no coronavirus. You know what I mean?
I don't like Walmart.
Yeah,
that's Wally World.
Yeah, you see some characters at Walmart, man. You know, you see-
100%.
Always.
All right, guys. So I could look for LK to VWAP bounce here, but instead I'm gonna look for Rad and CVS to just start squeezing up here. They were weak at the open. I'm gonna look to see if they can get back above. Real key is 1781s. Need to see huge volume just start stacking in here.
Java developers, Texas, you doing Android development? Yeah,
AMAC
Disney
coming
Plus.
back.
Disney Plus was released in Europe today. Let's see what Disney's at. Yeah, there goes some stuff popping up here.
Max R breaking out, Space breaking out also. That's why I'm looking at Max R, looking for a pullback in that one.
Yeah, big bounce in Disney. Up to the high of the day, and then a big rejection on Disney, like $1 rejection. It went up to 95, and then went all the way back down to 94, where it's at now. Sideways day, though, guys, so be very careful. Unless you're playing this range, specifically buying at the bottom and then selling at the top, you got to be careful because, you know, 100%. If you look at the SPY, it's up to the highs, back down to the lows, up to the highs. We have a very obvious range, and most stocks are doing the same thing. So, like, look at this range, very sideways trend. Same thing with, like, CGC. Sideways trend, although we're at the top of this range now. We'll see if it breaks, but a lot of stocks are sideways right now.
One that I like that's moving very symmetrical is Momo. Momo moving very symmetrical today.
Haven't been to Walmart in 15 years. I get it, man. I avoid it too.
It sounded like the guy that I was talking to that he's like, I haven't left my house since Valentine's Day.
Right. Yeah. I haven't left my house in 2 weeks. I really haven't. I've been here. I've been going out and playing baseball with my kids every day.
All right, there's a nice little drop there. I want to see if this is going to get scooped up in Momo or if it's going to crack hard.
I'm getting my butt kicked. Yeah, man. I'm waiting. Sometimes the name of the game is just waiting. I'll put Mitch up while we're waiting, but
let's find some good ones.
I don't hate an AMR in short right here.
Hey, John, you want to get a little laugh?
Yeah.
Yesterday, they put the fear of death into me, man. They told me, dispensaries might close tomorrow.
Oh, no, man. Tragic, bro. Tragic, man. Honestly, if I was you, I would love that.
Essential item. That's all I said. That's an essential item, bro. I need that.
Honestly, dude, cannabis needs to be legal because of times like this, dude. People are scared. They're at their house. They don't have anything to do.
Right?
And let's be
I don't
honest
want
here.
people drinking.
Right. Let's be honest here. Alcohol's an objectively more harmful drug than weed is. It causes physical dependence. It screws up your brain. It makes you act dumb, make dumb decisions. All right. People need cannabis right now. You know, they're at home. Cannabis makes movies better. It makes TV better in general. It makes video games better. It makes everything more entertaining, and it's not physically dependent. You know, it doesn't cause a physical dependence. And so, you know, if you're religious, that's God's medicine. That's God's gift to man. It's medicine, 100%. But, you know.
Looking at Momo, man. This is setting up here. Nice setup there.
Why do you keep such a high balance in your trading account? That's my buying power. I have the pro package, Nails, and so that's just my buying power. My account really is like an $8,000 account. It's an $8,000 account, but they give me a ton of buying power with it, and so yeah, I'm up 2,100 roughly from it, which is over 25% of what the actual value of my account is. So.
All right, my risk $15 here in Momo. Seeing the market pull back there. My only concern here.
Oh, sorry. I'm not gonna rant, Junior. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. If you know that quote, you're a real one. You know.
16,000 shares going through at 23.60 on Momo. 12,000 shares just went through at 23.32. This might get knocked down here.
Thinking about shorting AMR in here.
Yeah, I think now's when you're going to start seeing either they're going to bounce or reverse here. So taking a close eye on one. LK is interesting.
I'm gonna take 100 shares here on AMRN just to get my feet wet. Market's dropping. AMRN's certainly gonna drop with it, I think, and with 100 shares. Max John's call for
Rad pushing a little bit, guys. Rad pushing a little bit, and the other stocks are pulling back a little bit.
All right, I'm up a little bit in this trade. Little baby trade. I'm gonna take half off here and then just hold the rest, but up like a tiny amount. Should have taken more, but I'm more so just trying to scalp that lower the day break and following stocks to the market.
Momo breaking down there. One that looks interesting, but could squeeze because it's already gotten through resistance, is APT.
What?
She's ready for school, man. Ready. What a good daughter. What a good daughter. Asking about school.
She's on it, dude. She's coming here and she's asking about school. I had to mute it so the chat couldn't hear, but she's on it, bro. She's like, hey, I gotta do school. Proud of you.
Gotta do school,
Maddie.
man.
Good job. You're on it, man.
Yeah,
Great job.
yeah.
You know. She's on
Tell
it.
her the
She's ready
stream's
for school.
proud of her.
Right. Stream's proud of you too. Everybody's talking about how great you are. Good job. You know.
That's how you do it.
You better be president, Manny. You know,
Ooh,
that's
look
my
at that one.
expectation.
Look at that APT crack. I was looking to see if it was going to push up a little bit. Maybe gets a chance at 80s and risks, $10.
Yeah.
But man, I just took down.
I'm gonna
Got
add
knocked
into
down big time.
I just added another 50 shares into AMRN. I already took profits, and so I'm just kind of sitting here, seeing if we can get a bigger drop, and then see if we can take profits quick in it. Really, I think it just depends on what the market does here, if the market bounces or not. I could pretty much hold it break even, though. Nobody knew the quote, man. Nobody knew the quote. The quote goes, I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do, and freak out. What movie is that from, team? Like I said, if you know what movie that is.
Ooh. I know I've heard that before.
Yeah, you should know it, Mitch. You should know it. I'll give you a hint. Dave Chappelle. He's not the one that said it, though. But Dave Chappelle's my hint.
I already know the movie.
Yeah.
That's because I probably am it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. That was my childhood movie, man. That was like my favorite movie as a kid.
Yeah,
Not
that was
a kid.
a good one.
Teenager. Let me restate that. Teenager, not kid.
Yeah, not kid. You watching
Everybody
those
should
movies
know.
for, son?
Right, yeah, not kid, teenager, that's my favorite movie as like a 19-year-old kid. Yeah, there you go, Eric. I'm sure Eric just Googled that though, but maybe not.
All right, guys, up about $62 on a 50 share position at the open on LK. Looking to see if LK is going to hold here at 27, come back above VWAP. If not, I'll leave that one alone. I'm thinking right now of shorting this AUPH here. But the problem with AUPH is it's very low volume, and I do think this is downtrending. But the problem here is how much shares we would need to short here. We would have to risk about 10 cents, and with the profit is only about, from this point on, 10. We're talking of 25 cents. So it's a 2.5 to 1 kind of trade. These are the trades that I've been trying my best not to get into, because when you go to 2 to 1, a lot of the times you're going to get these kind of moves that stop you out in between the move, just because it's too close in range, too tight.
Yep.
But I do think this is going to drop, as you see it literally dropping as I'm speaking. But there's not enough room there for me to attack it.
mine's up right now. My screen is up, so they can't see what you're.
Oh,
showing.
no worries. But
just because I'm in
yeah,
AMR.
Nice.
We'll see if it bounces here. I've already taken enough profits to be fine, I think, and I'm only holding 100 shares left. And I'm just going to let this work in case the SPY breaks, and if not, it's not going to be a losing trade.
I like it.
Yeah, I got 10
Square
cents.
going up. Watch for the market to push a little bit here.
Yeah, I got like 10 cents of leeway, so I'm fine. You know, probably hold the rest break even. Depends on what the market does. Yeah, everybody in the chat got it now. This bill should have been passed.
Did they
already.
get how I'm probably it?
Yeah, they probably got it. This bill should have been passed already. I mean, it's a tough situation. It's
Don't remember. Like John said, it's a tough situation. There's two sides of everything, guys.
right. And to be fair, both sides are trying to be sneaky with stuff, man. Both sides are trying to be sneaky with stuff. The liberals are
100%.
trying to throw stuff in there that is not relevant at all to what's actually trying to get done, and the conservatives are not looking out necessarily for the average consumer at home. And so those are both sides of it, and they're both wrong in my opinion. They need to just get the deal done. The liberals shouldn't be trying to throw a bunch of irrelevant stuff in that deal, and the conservatives should be looking out for, you know, people at home more as well. And so it's tough, but they're both being a little slimy.
Market doing what we talked about pre-market here, holding the 230s. John, what do you think is going to happen with the SPY here?
I don't know. I could see
They're starting to get that flag.
Yeah, I can see the triangle style. It's more of a triangle because there's no pole to it, but I can see the triangle starting to kind of converge together there. You know, because really the only difference between a flag and a triangle is a pole, right? Flags have a big pole leading down. This one is just more so a triangle, but I think we're right at the apex point right now, and so I think next 5 minutes is going to determine a big swing in one direction or not. The support and resistance from those trend lines are getting kind of squeezed together, just to show people what I mean.
Nice.
You can see that here. You can kind of see the triangle we're talking about here. And so this is it right here. Big level. Depends on whether this resistance holds, what happens with the support below, and that's going to dictate what we get.
This guy Gavin said, just went to the club yesterday. They're deemed essential here in California.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Miami also, man. Miami also.
Yeah, certainly Miami, man. That's and seriously, like that's a lot of their economy is the clubs, you know.
Oh man, they got destroyed from spring break not being open.
Right, people planned it out, got ready for spring break, and then it didn't happen. And so I'm sure a lot.
You
of
know
people
how many small hotels there is in Miami Beach?
Yeah, I bet.
They're small, man. They're like 20 rooms.
Yeah, for sure. Tough time, man. And that's
Tough time
what
for those places.
Yeah, people are getting hit, man, and they're in rough shape. Just because people prepared for spring break, a lot of the economy is propped up on that too, and you know it's a little bit tougher here. People are gonna have to eat a lot of their preparation costs for some of these businesses and economies, and so we'll see. But tough time, man.
Yep, 100% agree with that. Tough time indeed. All right, market just created a third resistance and a complete trend. That trend line starting to touch now. 15-minute is really holding now on between 234s and 236. So 236.84. So pretty much you can say 237 to be on the even side.
Market pulling back a little bit, bouncing back up. Like I said, I'm just in with 100 shares of AMRN. Gonna hold the rest roughly break even, see if we get a larger breakdown here. But again, I think the market is gonna influence this a lot.
Don't want to interrupt too much here, but LK, there's 200,000 shares at 27.05. 200,000 shares, guys. These are the things that I look for on the level 2. Whenever I see 100 size stack up, on the level 2, I'm going to pay attention to that. That's a huge order. You see how it shows up there now? 111's 105 if you're watching LK.
I'm looking at CGC maybe for a bounce play here. Kind of hedge it up a little bit maybe. In case
Space ripped out.
Might be a little bit too late for that bounce.
You know, one thing I've been doing is keeping the SPY on an hourly chart also. This keeps you from overreacting to the pre-market moves or one candle. Keeps you in the range.
SPY pulling back a little bit. Trend line is going to be adjusted here now that we have this move. Instead of using the complete high up here, we could use the body high. Might look a little bit better. Yeah. All right, so pull back in the SPY. Should drag everything else down. Yeah, there we go. All right, so watching how the market is affected by this.
All right, guys, what I want to see is a third support touch get created here for the SPY. That would mean closer towards 234.30s. If that cracks, the support's broken. If that holds and comes back up to 237s, I think we'll push up through that 238. So let's see what happens here.
All right, market's dropping. This should drag AMRN down. Tesla breaking highs of the day right now there, guys. Look at Tesla.
The Dragon.
Yeah, man. It's pushing. Market might bounce here too, though.
El Dragon.
Yeah, for sure. It's
use
running,
Spanish
man.
people.
Yeah. It's up there. It's at 492s, man. It's close. It's edging closer to 5.
Man, look at the volume that just jumped in LK at 2710. Remember how I told you there was 100,000? It's right there. Look, Edge X. That was the 100. There's another 140,000 put on at 2710 right now. You guys want to, if you guys are watching the LK price action, that's dark pulling, what you're seeing right now.
Alright, so I added another 100 shares to my AMRN trade just in anticipation that the market's going to pull back down a little bit and it could maybe quickly drag AMRN down. I can take a quick profit from it if we get it. I'm just waiting for that. Giving myself a little bit better average here and then anticipating a drop, a larger drop in the overall market right here. We'll see though. You know, if not, I'm going to hold the rest break even, and since I've already taken some profits, and should be fine, I think. Less risk. S&P 500 is dropping some here. I don't even know if I should be trading AMRN though. I traded it yesterday, didn't have the best results. I actually had the best results from CGC. That's what I did the best with yesterday.
All right, guys. Justin talking about how he's switching up his strategies a little bit just because penny stocks have not been really following strategies. He says that he's been watching the leverage ETFs and ETNs, and they've been following them almost every time. What does that show you guys? Is that, hey, I think also I would agree with that. I think Justin's right on something. Penny stocks have a lot of debt concerns. And I think this is where you're seeing the unreliable come from. They might pop up right now, but they're the smaller the company and the bigger the debt, that's the company that's probably going to be unreliable right now.
Right. I'm about to get out of AMRN. It's right around my risk level. But like I said, I'm keeping it roughly break even.
Oof, LK just broke down hard. Okay, with the hard down break there. Want to see if it gets scooped right here above 2687s. It holds that as resistance. Should become a short.
All right, so here goes AMRN testing that $11 hold dollar level. I pulled AMRN up. I had the SPY up, but I think it's all going to depend on what the SPY does here. SPY is showing a very obvious triangle pattern. If we look at the SPY, look at this triangle right here. Super obvious.
Yep.
You can see it right here. Very obvious triangle pattern. And we're actually breaking below that here now. That's going to drag a lot of other stuff down.
What's that support of, for me, it's 234.30s for on the SPY.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep my risk at about 1102. It's a very tight risk here. We're right around there now, but I think I have to watch the bid more than anything over the ask, and so I'm gonna let the market figure it out here. We're kind of in between right now. Nah, I haven't been watching Starbucks.
Yeah, I heard Ackman got position. No, he put a position on Starbucks. He's long on Starbucks. Another billionaire bet.
Yeah.
I personally would put it in LK, but that's his decision.
Yeah, man, he knows what's up. He uses that man's cutthroat with it, dude. He does whatever he can to help his positions, and so like there's a good documentary out there called Betting on Zero, and he had like $1 billion short position in Herbalife because he considered it a MLM pyramid scheme essentially, and so he had like $1 billion position in Herbalife. And he was going out there, and to his credit, he was speaking truth. He was speaking facts, which is that Herbalife is a complete ripoff. It is simply, they label it as a multi-level marketing, but it's 100% just a pyramid scheme. And the reason I say that is because it's shaped like a pyramid. You make more from signing up distributors than you do from actually selling Herbalife. And they usually target minorities, and it's just a terrible thing. And so Herbalife's the worst company out there on the market right now. But their business model works, I guess, and they're making money from it, even though their distributors are losing money. But anyways, good documentary called Betting on Zero, talking about all that stuff and saying that Herbalife will eventually be at zero.
Right now the risk is 65 in LK.
Market bouncing up. Probably going to exit here. We get a break over 237s in the SPY. I'm just going to jump out. Keep it break even.
I'm going to take a small chance to get back into LK right here. 50 shares again. Only going to risk towards the 65. To give myself a shot just in case the SPY decides to break out right here.
Yeah, it's called Betting on Zero, West Coast. Really good. Really good. Interesting. Kind of shows you how billionaires take positions and like what they do to help their positions.
Boom. Look at this bid that I'm getting now on 2690s, 200,000.
So the care package the deal hasn't been done yet. Gaurav, I think it's just rumor that it's possibly close to getting done is what's causing this boost. At least that's what I understand. I might be off.
That was speculation in the morning. Let's see if we get confirmation news catalyst. Pay attention to the news, guys.
Yeah. Market pushing up. I'm probably going to get out of AMRN here. I got out. Kept it break even. Market spiking up too much after that. And this is just a triangle breakout. Look at this.
Yep. Remember that 236.84. Let's see if that holds now. Watch for a squeeze in RAD.
Yes, we can, Justin.
CGC with a nice push.
At least we can trade most of them. Like we can trade TVIX, UVXY, UGAZ, DGAZ, most of the underlying, most of the commodity-based ETFs. I don't think there's any that I know of that we can't trade, but I'm sure there is. But from my experience, almost all of them. All right, here goes the market pushing up. Maybe should have taken that bounce.
I don't like it as much. I'm actually pulling off. I pulled off my bet right now.
Yeah, I got out of AMRN. It's just a little... market's too sideways. I need a high to the day break before I really try to attempt anything.
What's the number one thing I look for on breakouts, John?
trend
what
confirmation.
confirms?
Yeah.
Yeah, the volume.
Yeah.
We need a spike there. If this was really the breakout, don't you think people would be buying this up?
Let me see.
My volume is not spiking in the SPY. And that's my concern.
Yeah, mine isn't either.
That's my concern. In my eyes, that needs a spike.
Well, I think this 237 level on the SPY is
I'll be
going
right
to be
back.
significant. But yeah, I think 237 is going to be significant here. I think if we look at this, let me put this back up. I think if we look at this, 237, big support level, previous high level right here. And I think if we can hold here, we got a chance to move back up and test those areas. But for now, we're still pretty sideways. Yeah, we can trade UWT and J and UG. Or, yeah, we can trade those. Also, guys, just to let you guys know, TradeNet and Tefs does have a sale going on right now. I had a few people asking me about the sale, but there is a sale going on right now. It is for $375, so you can get the intro package for $375 right now. Let me see, I think these are finally active. So yeah, you can get the intro package for $375, super cheap. Let me find that link. And yeah, it's only going to last for like 3 days, 2 days after today. So it's only going to be for the next 2 days. But yeah, if you want to check that out, use the same platform as us. It allows you to day trade short stocks, no PDT rule. Allows you to actively day trade once you're approved. And the way it works is like a prop firm. So it comes with a course and a demo account, access to their chat room to get you started. And then once you're approved, they give you a $14,000 funded account to actively day trade on. And then they're going to keep a percentage of your profits like a prop firm. So there's a 70-30 split. You keep 70% of your profits, they keep 30%. And then there's a $700 max loss. And so if you go under 13,300, they close you down. So yeah, it operates very similar to a prop firm. And again, I think it's the cheapest way you can actually actively day trade, especially if you have less than $500. There's different packages though, and so I have a more expensive package, but the base package gives you 14,000, no PDT rule, and you can short. And again, I think that's just the cheapest way a trader can get started. Instead of risking thousands like most new traders have to, you can risk, you can risk $400 essentially. And there's the link in the chat at the fundedaccount.com link. So go check it out. So again, guys, what did I say? I said 237. Look at that. I drew that out before the bounce, and there it is. And so I'm looking at something I can kind of scalp on the way up here, but I don't see anything.
I want a long, but the volume in the SPY tells me no.
Yeah.
And that's what's keeping me. I'm actually going to look at MU, possible fade off the...
I might take a little bit on AMD here as a little tester trade. Depends though, I'm watching the SPY pretty closely here.
AMAT. I like that.
So yeah, this 237 level in the SPY is crucial. Previous high up there. See if it holds.
Alright, gonna see if AMAT breaks out here. If not, I will go short on it.
I bought 100 shares of AMD. I'm going to keep it pretty tight here. I'm just anticipating a bounce quickly in the market, and then I'm going to just take profits quick. Just a quick scalp, see if we get a breakout over the $0.50. And if not, keep my risk pretty limited here as well.
Letting this try to break over 40s. Want it to reject there. If it does, I'll go ahead and I'll get short.
Alright, so there's the break over the $0.50. Like I said, I'm going to take half off there. Hold the other 50 shares, see if we get a much larger push up. But yeah, I was anticipating the market hold that 237 level of support, which we did. I'm going to just let the rest work here in case the market really starts to break over 238. I can hold AMD, try to get a much larger spike up here if we can.
Big push there for AMAT. You could look for maybe MU reversing here.
Alright, there's 60s. Market spiking up over 237s. Beautiful. Gonna maybe miss the climax there for this move, but I got 50 shares. I don't mind adding it. I'm taking bigger size today, so this is just my first feeler trade. We'll see what else we can get, but I'm anticipating the market pushing up to test 238, and I want to sell into that strength. Market's pushing up.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe a push towards 2750s, but
tried to jump in with another 150 shares, but didn't quite get it. I'm gonna take it there, see if we get a quick spike up. I'm in with 200 shares now. Getting a pullback.
quick reversal there in MU. Try to get above 20s. I'm gonna get short.
There's 65s. There we go. We're gonna take half off there. Still holding 100 shares, protecting myself a little bit. This one, quick pullback, but with that profit taking, I'll still be fine. There's 69s. We're gonna test 70s. Market's pulling up to test that 238 level. We're up to 70s again. Let's see if the market breaks. That should boost AMD up here.
Alright, gonna take a 15-cent risk here. 45s.
Jump out the rest of that there. Take my little win. Little $18 win. See what it does. Just a quick scalp. What? Hold on.
Might get stopped out right here. If I do, it's only like about 15, 20 $20 loss. I'm okay with that. There you go, stopped out. $20 loss. Market's coming back here.
Alright, I'm back. But yeah, maybe I should have held a little bit of AMD. There's the market testing highs of the day. Glad I got out of AMRN. But there goes AMD breaking highs. Maybe I should have held a little bit, but it's alright. Just trying to scalp these moves. If the SPY breaks the high of the day. Here, not right now. Here, just go put it on the desk. Yeah. So there's the SPY breaking highs here. AMD surging up. Maybe I should have bought that dip, but too late. S&P just broke highs of the day. S&P just broke that 7% level too, so we're not going to get halted there because we just broke that. How good is the educational material for the funded account? I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. It's not terrible. It's not, you know, super... it's not terrible. It's pretty basic stuff, though. I'd more so buy it for the funded account. I think that's why most people get it. I mean, it's not bad. It's more so meant to suit new traders. And so if you're brand new, never traded before, it's good stuff that you should learn. You know, and as the package goes higher, it gets more in-depth stuff. Hey, nice, Patel. Glad you took that one with me, brother. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm bummed out I didn't hold on to it a little bit longer, but I gotta take big sizing today. We'll see. I'm gonna give it some time, just watching the market. Market's breaking highs. I might try to scalp AMD above this $0.50. In with 200. Try to scalp AMD as the SPY breaks this high of the day. AMD should theoretically go up, but I might be wrong. Just trying to take some bigger sizing here. And with 200 shares. Oh, I'm in with 400 shares. I said I was going to be bigger sizing today. There's the market breaking highs of the day. Sold half just now. I'm going to hold the rest, see if we get a breakout above that high of the day. Still holding 200 shares. There's the SPY breaking 239s. Got a big pullback for AMD. I still think we're good here, though. We should be bouncing right back, I think. Depends on what the market does here, though. We get rejected, it might come back down. Maybe I should have taken less off, but it's okay.
Starter put on there.
Ooh, I'm getting hit here with mine.
Yeah. Mine flipped also immediately when I got in.
Let's see what the SPY does here. I think that's going to influence it a lot. I'm out. Too much. I managed it well. I'm only down 18 bucks. I was down 50 at one point, which was no bueno. And so we'll see what happens with the SPY here. I'll put Mitch up. Trying to take bigger sizing today.
I'm out too.
Yeah, I think if we find some support here, the market might bounce right back up. And so I'm just trying to scalp right here based off of the overall market. But it just depends on what the market gives us right now. You know, if we think the market's going to bounce at 238, you could start to load in here. But big drop, so I think exiting right where we did was the right move. More importantly than anything, the S&P 500 just broke back under that previous high of the day. So just depends on what you think the SPY is going to do here. The SPY gets above 238, I might scalp a few moves. Just depends though. Big drop in the SPY. Alright, so AMD's pushing back up. I'm watching the SPY here. It looks like it's trying to bounce at 238s. And so maybe scalping this move here. If I do scalp, it's going to be at a lower price than this. I don't want to scalp it so close to the high of the day. Or so not the high of the day. Well, yeah, the high of the day and the half and whole dollar. I don't want to scalp it there. It's too much. Depends on what the market does here. But if the market pulls back, I might consider AMD, but it really depends. Yeah, I mean, gold plated. We're not gonna do the whole "I told you so" thing. You said to get short on Starbucks like 30 minutes ago. So if you want to say you predicted that, I mean, that's cool. But don't pull the whole "I told you so" stuff. We're just trading. We're gonna win. We're gonna lose. I haven't lost in like 6 days, and so at the end of the day in 6 days. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Obviously, my analyzation of the market is doing fine in the last few weeks. Now the big level is that previous high of the day, right around 2,400 in the S&P. I think that's going to be a tough level to see.
I actually agree with Gold brought up in the chat. Gold said that sometimes it's better to save for the student and go for that big account if you think you're really ready. If you got your system, sometimes you got to give yourself a little savings and take a bigger swing. I have no problem with that. I actually agree with that. But you have to have your system down packed.
Right.
It's not to increase capital when you don't have that down packed.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and we did get a bounce at 238. Maybe I should have scaled in. AMD's too much towards the highs right now, so I'm not going to risk that. We get a high at the day break in the market, I might jump in CGC. I have that one ready here too. But yeah, and then the market rebounded really quick, so, we'll see.
What time is it? 10:30.
Or 10:30 market time.
Yeah. I'm gonna check catalyst on the stimulus bill.
Man, Disney popping up there around the highs.
This is what's pushing the market. A Democratic support saying that there is real optimism we could get something done in the next few hours. Released at 10:02.
I hope so.
And that's from Pelosi. So that's a real support.
U.S. House Speaker Pelosi believes the bill has moved to the side of workers now. Comments from a CNBC interview. Alright, so the big thing to watch here, guys, I might look for some bounces. It just depends. It depends on what the SPY does here. SPY pulls back to the VWAP, I might consider taking it. It just depends.
I like Mark Cuban. I'm liking him more and more.
I've
met the guy. I met the guy in Vegas.
I like him because he's reasonable. He doesn't shill for any political side. And that's why I like him. Like, he doesn't shill for the liberals like a lot of public figures do for clout to boost their career. He doesn't shill for the conservatives like most billionaires, secretly do, I guess. And he keeps it pretty objective. He's a really smart dude as well.
Oh, here you go, bro. I got you news for YouTube. YouTube to limit video quality around the world for a month.
Oh, man.
YouTube will reduce qualities of videos in the world starting Tuesday. An effort by the world's most popular video site to ease internet traffic during the coronavirus break. They will reduce bandwidth usage.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's why. That makes sense.
It was Google. All of Google implemented this.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense too,
But the Mark Cuban one, I'm not gonna say it completely, but both of you need to do your jobs. Corporations don't need buybacks or executive bonuses. They have no choice but to take any deal they can get.
Right.
That's how you do it as a government. You put the pressure on the corporations, not the pressure on us as the people.
100%.
You say, I'm going to give you this deal, and this is the deal you're going to take. Your executives, they don't get no more bonuses.
Right.
I don't care. Because if I'm going to bail you out, you're not going to go ahead and then pay yourself back out once you make money.
Right. 100%. And it's crazy. Like that's what I said. Like, Mark Cuban's reasonable. He doesn't shill for one side, you know? And, like, that's what I respect about him. Because, again, like I said earlier, I view both sides as my enemy. I view the liberals as my enemy and the conservatives. Because if you don't, you're just waiting to criticize one side and ignoring all the bad things about the other side, because they're both toxic. And so, in the end, you know, you got to be objective and unbiased about it as much as possible. And that takes viewing both of them as bad, not just one. If you view one as bad, you're always going to shill for the other, and you're always just going to criticize one side. And if you look at things deep, they're both extremely toxic.
Yeah, I love it. You know, he said, at the end of the day, this is no perfect deal. The deal should be done just as time is our enemy, really. You know, the agenda needs to get fixed, but it also can't be about corporate. It needs to just be about, hey, how do we save the companies from crashing, and how do we limit them from using the money in a greedy way?
All right, so I'm in with 200 of CGC here. I'm anticipating the market bouncing up a little bit. I see the S&P's pulling back to test that previous high of the day, and so I'm in with a little bit of CGC. I don't mind adding a little bit more here as well. Watching the SPY pretty closely here. It's bouncing up some, and this should be okay for me, I think.
Yeah, it's a good push up there. Big wicks.
I gotta help my daughter get set up on my laptop. Just like I had to end the stream early yesterday, I gotta help them get set up on. My daughter has to do school. Hold on one second, baby. What time does it start?
At like 9:45 or something.
Okay.
Like now.
Yeah.
Used to.
Hey, here,
Yeah,
go to... Sorry. Here, I'm gonna mute it real quick, guys. I gotta talk to my wife.
Duke breaking out there, looking to get a pullback to buy, but next level to watch is the 240s. Yeah, man.
So casually keep diving into concrete.
It's
So
not even a big deal, bro. Just shut it down. I'm out. Peace out.
keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's
The Zoom one? Yeah, it should be the basic ones we use. Yeah, no. I just said basic. Yeah, the ones we use.
Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter. Lose gravity, I'm swimming
Alright guys, my daughter is done with her school, and so I am back. As you can see, I scalped AMD really quickly right there. I'm gonna get out the rest break even here. So made a little bit with AMD, only down 25 bucks. CGC actually would have worked out for me there with that fake out fade. And so I'm kind of bummed out I didn't hold on to CGC, but as you can see, I'm still kind of scalping, but I'm back now. But yeah, we also found out the reason our views were kind of poor for YouTube is because they're limiting bandwidth. But Yeah, I'm back. Alright, guys. Just depends on what you see the SPY and the S&P doing right here. If I think AMD is going to bounce, I could take another 500. I took half off there. Took another half off. Only holding 125 now. Out. Alright, so I'm up a little bit with AMD. Like you can see, I'm just kind of scalping my way back. But yeah, effectively in the green now. Still down after commissions, but taking advantage of some of this momentum that we're getting right here. Gonna look for other favorable stocks. Yeah, school's online now. Yeah, I guess so, Isaac. But yeah, we'll see what else we can find. Like I said, I'm just kind of scalping in this environment. It's working out fairly well, and I think that's the right move. You kind of got to do it sometimes in this market. So I'll see if I see anything else that looks favorable, that it looks like it's going to squeeze up quick. Wait for some pullbacks maybe in some of these. I'm gonna jump in, start maybe scaling in to CGC here. I'm in with 300 shares. I might add another 300. Look for the whole dollar spike and test. If the market continues to push, it should drag AMD up. And I can hold 300 shares, keep pretty small. Just depends on what we get. Market's pulling back some, but that might actually allow me to get into a little bit larger position here. Alright, out another half. So we get that whole dollar test. Gonna take another half off here, just protect this trade. In with 75 now. Gonna let the last little bit test that whole dollar up there. Yeah, and this is doing exactly what I talked about in my weekend video, which is just scalping based off of the market volatility. If you could predict the direction the market's going to go short term, you can effectively do this all day. All right, I'm gonna get out the rest there. So up 40 now. But like I said, this shows you the power of scalping. I can just scalp in and out of these moves, take advantage of short-term momentum, and use that to profit. And so I was down like 55, just been scalping AMD, you know. And the good thing about TradeNet and TEFs is that it allows me to scalp. I can scalp, and my commissions are super cheap with it. So not too bad. And yeah, if you want to use the same platform as me, I'll post this link here too. Sorry, I should have had AMD up. AMD is really what I'm scalping here. This is what I'm scalping. I'm scalping this bounce. But yeah, if you, like I said, you want to use the same platform as me, I'll post this link one more time. Hey, thanks, Tiny. Yeah, and there's a lot of benefits to using them. Like, you can day trade short stocks, no PDT rule, actively day trade. And I think that's a big benefit of TEFs and TradeNet. The fact that you can short stocks, you can, you know, they give you a ton of buying power to do it, and commissions are pretty cheap overall. I think it just makes sense for traders that want to get involved in the market, but maybe don't have that much money. A lot of the time, new traders end up losing money, and so this is just a cheaper way to get started. You're risking less. Instead of having to deposit thousands into a conventional platform, you could risk 400 bucks, get 14K to trade with. There's no PDT rule, and you can short. Operates like a prop firm though, so it comes with the course, it comes with the demo account, it comes with access to their chat room. And then you get to apply, and everybody's roughly approved. If you're not approved, you can get a refund for the funded account, which again, you become a contractor for them. There's a 70-30 split, and there's a $700 max loss, but you're getting a day trade for cheap, and I think it just makes sense. And so, yeah, we'll see what else we can find today. Like I said, I'll stick around, and we can trade some. Let's see if we can find any more scalps. But But yeah, this is the benefit of scalping, is I can just continue to just build it up. Scalp, get in and out quickly, take advantage of positive momentum in my direction. Looks like CGC would have worked for me too here.
Basically, all you're supposed to do is finish writing this and then your math one. You do this one and the math one and then
I think a good scalping size for me is like 500 shares, because I can get in and out really, really quick. Tesla bouncing too. Hey, nice, man. Yeah, of course, observation. Happy to help, bro. Getting a little bit of pullback in here in AMD. Maybe I'll add some to it if I get down to like 85s, 90s. I don't mind adding. Taking advantage of a quick scalp. Market's heading up, looks strong. I could also scalp this whole dollar move, but I don't like it as much because there's a bigger possibility that we could get a rejection there at the whole dollar 46 for AMD. And so I think the market looks very strong here, and the market's pushing up, breaking highs right now, like a previous triple top. But there's a lot of resistance at half and whole dollars, and AMD looks pretty extended. And so, you know, less favorable for me, I think. Yeah, maybe I should have held a little bit to AMD. I know it stays with CFD. I'm pretty sure. Observation. I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure though. But I mean, I've been growing $2,000 and my fills are still pretty solid. And so I think it just depends. But not for me at least. But yeah, I've got 2K, over 2,000 in profit, and I'm still getting pretty solid fills. So here's that pullback. It really depends on what I think the market's going to do right here. I don't hate it. Alright, I jumped in with 500 shares of, big pullback. Market's pulling back some, in AMD. Well, that's how you go from green to red, but I guess that's what scalping entails. I don't hate this entry level here either. If I think the SPY is going to bounce, I don't hate it, per se. It's not my favorite, obviously, but I don't necessarily hate it. What's my entry? Depends on what my entry is. My entry is 92s. Not bad. It just depends on whether I think the market's going to bounce here, and if I do, then I'm okay. And if I'm wrong, it's just going to be a losing trade. Big pullback in AMD. Maybe it was time for it to pull back. Maybe it was time. Well, it's a little bit of a choppy, swingy day here. This is turning into a bigger loss than I really wanted. It just depends on what I think the SPY is going to do here, right? Like, that's what I'm really looking at, but this has dropped way too much. I'm about to exit. I want to give it one more second, but this has dropped way too much. Still a small day for me, though. I'm trying to take bigger size, as you can see. I'm not trying to lie about that in the thumbnail. I'm actually trying to take bigger size. It just depends on whether I think the market's going to bounce here or not, and whether I think AMD is going to bounce from this pullback. And so I'll hold on to it a little while longer, but just because, yeah, there's the market squeeze. And this is what I wanted to take advantage of if we got it. It just depends on if I can hold through that pullback or not. And whether I think AMD is going to push up and break highs from the market pulling up and breaking highs here, which is really what I wanted. And so there we go. It's a little bit better. Let's see if we can get a little bit of profit on this one. Market's pushing up, testing 291, which should be beneficial here. There we go. I'm gonna take half off there. I don't really trust this, and so I'm just gonna hold 250 shares, and try to just profit from that. Just because the other one was a little bit too swingy for me. See if we get a high of the day break. I'm going to quickly take half off there. And then hold this last little bit to try to get the move over the whole dollar. Just a little bit too nerve-wracking for me with that last little bit. A little bit too swingy. I'm going to take another half off there. Hold 50 shares. Let this run up. If the market just blasts off here, I can hold a little bit and make my money back from it. But yeah, just a little bit too swingy for me to be comfortable with that, honestly. I'm gonna get out under 46. Breaks under 46, I'm out. Whole dollar support should be strong there, so if it breaks, time to exit. Gonna be profitable no matter what, but exit, I'm out. So not bad. Growing up some more profit in AMD. Pairs trading AMD with the overall market, watching the market move, and then taking the other end. And so yeah, just to show you guys like what we're doing here, like this is the SPY. Alright, really I'm watching the S&P 500 more than anything. And so when this is the move I just wanted to take advantage of. I saw the SPY breaking this level right here, which is a quadruple top right there. And putting in higher lows, it looked strong. And so I saw the market rising with that. And I wanted to pairs trade a cheaper stock like AMD. Problem is AMD tried to fake me out. And so AMD squeezed all the way back down. But I saw the strength in the market, and I know AMD's been following the market today. And so I said, I'm going to let it work. It got really close to stopping me out, but I decided to let it work because I saw that strength incoming in the market, and I just didn't want those market makers to stop me out. And so I was lucky, but, you know, it ended up working out barely for me. And so, yeah, up about 60 bucks in the day. But yeah, I haven't lost in like 3 or 4 trades, so not bad. Been working out. Maybe I should have held some on AMD, but I'm just scalping this market sideways a lot, so 500. Or no, biggest share size I did today was 750 shares. I'll probably close it down. Yeah, 750 shares is going to be, let me see on TEFs. It's going to be $4.50 a trade, so I'm still going to be up a decent amount, I think, from that, in net from that trade. Alright, market's climbing. If I think the market's going to rip here, I can just take a small position in AMD. Which I don't mind. Maybe I will if it pulls back a little bit more down to like 46. here's a little bitty pullback in the market. I think we're gonna get a little bounce here though, right around here. Pull back. Should give me a cheaper entry price. I'll take that. I didn't get my favorite entry though. I'm about break even. I didn't get the entry I wanted. I'll let the little 100 shares work in case the market does push up and break, but not the share size I wanted. That's good. Means I won't get much back if we do. Yeah, we're getting some pullbacks here. Yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna hang it up, guys. I'm over trading for sure. We'll see what happens. Since YouTube is restricting views for a lot of videos, maybe I'll get some live trades and upload those to YouTube. Would you guys want to see that? Because usually we're getting 300 people here. We got 150 today, and I like 150 views, but we're definitely getting limited. You're gonna sign up, Riley? Okay, here you go. Check it out. There's the link. Like I said, there's a lot of benefits. Have reasonable expectations with it. Like, when you day trade, you know, most people are going to lose, and so you can either deposit thousands and risk thousands of dollars, or you can risk, you know what I mean, $400. And that way, you get to day trade a big account, you get to actively day trade with no PDT rule, you get to short stocks, comes with, of course, demo account, access to their chat room, and so I think the deal just makes sense, especially for new traders. It's a really cheap option, and their sale is only going to last for the next 2 days. So you can get it for $375 for the next 2 days, and so check out that link. Alright guys, but I'm out of here. I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Wish me luck. I might trade a little bit more. If I do, I'm going to record everything. But have a good day, guys. Been pretty accurate lately. No losing days in gross profits, at least. And I don't know, we're getting up there. A few weeks. Streamed most of it all live. So good luck team. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. Turn on notifications. We go live every day. If you could do me a favor, if you appreciate me staying on here, hit that like button. We day trade live on stream every single day. I show you guys all aspects of my trading. You know, as much as fun as it is to trade off stream, you know, I try to keep it longer so you guys can see, like, when I rebound later on in the day, I actually do, and usually it's because trading like this. And so we'll see what happens. Good luck in the markets, guys. Like I said, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.